A body was found inside an impounded Tesla registered to the singer who goes by the stage name David.
Yo guys, right now we're in D4vd's truck and we're gonna get the absolute shit.
Los Angeles investigators identifying the remains as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
Bro, today I'm finna be interviewing the ghost of Celeste Rivas.
The family of Celeste Rivas Hernandez is now making plans to honor her life.
Plenty of y'all are hating on me that I still like David's music. If I make Song of the Year and then commit a terrible crime, it's still Song of the Year.
I'm very mad, which is honestly why I'm making this video. This might be a bit of a different video for me. I usually try to keep it pretty fun and be very quirky, but I actually think that's kind of my issue with the situation. For those of you who don't know, there's been a very tragic event that's been unfolding over the past couple of weeks, which many are also deeming a pop culture phenomenon. And that is the unfortunate situation where a 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found deceased in the trunk of a car registered to the popular musician David. Now, if you're chronically online like most of us, you know all about this. There's been an overwhelming amount of content and coverage over the situation all over social media. Now, the question I want to ask with this video is what coverage of the situation is good and productive, and what coverage is exploitative and performative? Because honestly, I've been seeing a lot online that feels like the latter. Whether it's internet detectives trying to get the next scoop or a musician trying to push their music that sounds like David, everything feels really disingenuous. It borderline feels like people are just posting content about this in order to capitalize on a trending topic. Which, yeah, that's how the internet's always been, but it feels especially weird when the alleged murder and grooming of a child is involved. From what I've seen, there's 3 particular groups of people that are partaking in this potentially harmful behavior. So we're gonna take a look at each group and see if they're actually trying to help the situation or they're exploiting the tragedy. Let's get right into it. First up, we have news channels. And I say news in parentheses because I think people more often refer to these as drama channels. For example, there's this channel with over 1 million subscribers called Sloan, where he primarily posts about celebrity gossip and random trending influencer beefs. For example, he's posted world-renowned hits such as Zac Efron is a yacht boy, and Sabrina Carpenter is both a Nepo baby and also in a cult. But now, over the past couple weeks, Sloan has been posting nothing but content about the David situation, which honestly doesn't come as much of a surprise. There's other channels like Maury with over 2 million subscribers that does the same thing. At surface level, there's nothing too inherently wrong about the content, I would say. For the most part, they're just regurgitating things that they see on Twitter about the situation. That, as well as delivering some of the worst investigative journalism you've ever seen.
So we can see the same handbag on his couch that she was using to cover her face with. Unless this was his handbag, I don't know. Not that that matters.
I think a big issue with these channels is that this is almost socially acceptable. There's a countless number of these channels that continuously chase views and post whatever's getting clicks at the moment. Sure, when you're posting about some random stupid celebrity beef, it's not that big of a deal. But once you start posting about serious situations such as this, it gets a bit dicey. And I don't ever see anyone calling these channels out for this. No matter what, even after me making this video, a month will pass by and these channels will not post about David anymore once the topic has died down.
Hi, I'm sorry. I know this video took months to edit. I'm sorry, but it has taken months and I was correct. They are no longer posting about David, even though the investigation is still ongoing.
It doesn't feel like they care about the victim. It just feels like they're trying to stay relevant with whatever topic is trending. And that's pretty much the main issue with a lot of the people in this video that I'm gonna cover. But yeah, I don't know if we can really call them news YouTubers. Second, we have trolls. And yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because I feel like a lot of people are smart enough to know that this isn't really an okay thing to do, but not everybody, clearly. First, there was this YouTube channel that posted a video where they were communicating with the dead spirit of Celeste in the afterlife, which I feel like I don't have to explain. That is horrible. I think it just goes to show how little compassion people have on an internet where people are solely focused on gaining attention. There's also been a lot of people making jokes about the situation online. For example, there's this tweet by a random parody account that said that David wasn't getting an iPhone 17 because 15 is just right. And this tweet got 180,000 likes at the time of this recording. And on the surface, I can maybe see why people think this is okay. It seems like the purpose of the tweet is to make fun of David. And I'm not sitting here trying to defend his actions and say, no, we shouldn't make fun of pedophiles. It's more so the concept that there is a real person involved in the situation. The iPhone 15 joke that they're making is an analogy to the 15-year-old girl that was groomed and murdered. Something I think that the internet has created is this weird wall where people find an escape and a way to dissociate themselves from real life. And I don't think that's necessarily healthy. I think a lot of people treat the internet as this fake thing that doesn't exist, as almost like a video game, when in reality, reality, it's connected our world more than ever and influences a lot, whether that's culture, politics, or how people can perceive an issue. And again, with this being such a big pop culture moment, it feels like everyone's just trying to get their jokes off and trying to get as many views that they can on TikTok or Twitter or whatever. There's countless examples, even such as the TikTok I played at the intro of this video, where this guy was hiding in David's trunk to mock Celeste being hidden in his trunk when she was killed. I don't know, it's just ridiculous to me, man. I feel like a lot of this doesn't take too much critical thinking, but it feels like that's the last priority on a lot of these creators' minds. And lastly, we have musicians. I think naturally this was the most obvious group of people to exploit the situation. You have a musical artist who's widely loved by a lot of people, who is now kind of seen as taboo, and people don't really feel as comfortable listening to his music anymore, which is where the opportunity comes in. If you're on TikTok and you know about the situation, I'm sure you've gotten a million TikToks that look like this. It's a video of this guy playing his music, and it says, POV, your comment section when people find out your legal name is David and you make music like this. I'm not gonna play the song for obvious reasons, but yeah, it's very sonically similar to a David song. And I think it's very clear what this guy is doing. I understand how it can make sense to some people to need a replacement for David's music. But when you look at the sheer number of how many of these TikToks are posted every single day under the hashtag David, you realize that a lot of these people are just taking advantage of the situation in order to get their streams up. For example, there's this kid Chase, who was getting like 30 likes on his music post a few weeks ago. And then as soon as he posts a cover of Romantic Homicide by David, he gets like 200,000 views. You can't ignore the sheer amount of attention and revenue they're getting off of this tragedy. And amongst all of that, it feels like the things that we should be focusing on are being forgotten. And yeah, for those that don't know, even in regards to him covering the song Romantic Homicide, this is David's most popular song, I'm sure you've heard it. But if you haven't, the song is about mentally killing a loved one in your mind. And the song and video has some pretty dark imagery, with many thinking that allegedly David wrote this about her, which gains some credence when you remember that David has had this weird violence fetish in his music for a long time, mostly in reference to domestic relationships. So I think when you look at it through that lens, covering a song like that at this time just feels weird to me. And it's clear to see I'm not the only one, because he has a bunch of comments that are saying the same thing. And lastly, while scrolling on TikTok, I came across this guy Devin, who has been very heavily promoting a song that he made called Lost My Faith, which is his reaction to the David situation. And yeah, I can harp on how he was making trap music before this, and this song is far more David-centric sonically, seemingly out of nowhere, or how he's posting TikToks about this song 6 to 7 times a day, all with the hashtag David. But I think the most productive thing here is just to listen to it. And to help me, I have my cameraman. Corey, come here. This is Corey. Corey is very famously not on the internet at all. So I think this is a pretty good test to see from a grounded perspective of someone who's not chronically online how this behavior comes across. I explained the situation to him so he understands most of the context. Let's get into the song.
Tonight, more than a week after a body was found inside an impounded Tesla registered to the singer who goes by the stage name David, Los Angeles investigators identifying the remains as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
I pray to God that you're innocent. Nothing to do with it.
What do you think?
It feels very much like a parody and almost like an insult for the tragedy. Like, it's content farming, I guess, in a way where it's like you're taking the most controversial aspect of what happened, using it in order for the song to gain controversy. It was exactly a play for attention.
Although a lot of this doesn't come as a surprise to me, I still find myself struggling with understanding why. Are these people thinking of their actions, or are they just 100% cynically trying to take advantage of the situation? I can sit here all day and theorize about it, but I think the best thing is just to ask them directly.
Chase, thank you again for joining me. I think it'd be helpful to know what your overall thoughts are about the David situation.
It's a sad thing, but I think what you can see online as a creator who is aware of the trending topics and stuff like that, the internet is the most interested in this topic more than anything we've seen this year.
I found you from a song that you made, which was based around the current David situation, lyrics such as, I pray to God you're innocent and you had nothing to do with it. Do you think in any way that romanticizes David to an extent?
That was just me going, okay, I guess technically not all of the facts are out.
I'm sure you've received some criticism online. Some might say that covering the song at this moment comes off as insensitive, or it makes it seem like you're taking advantage of the tragedy for self-interest. What do you have to say about that?
What you're doing with social media is you want to have the biggest voice you can have.
I am in the situation now where I'm promoting myself. While I do see this situation as an opportunity for me to grow as an artist, I also see it as an opportunity for me to reach more more people and help them.
You've posted 9 TikToks in the past 24 hours, and 8 of them have the hashtag David.
That would go into the seeing the opportunity.
I found your Twitter page off of a tweet that you guys made the other day, like kind of a parody post joking about the David situation, saying, breaking, David will not buy the new iPhone 17, 15 just feels right, as I'm assuming is a joke towards the whole Celeste situation.
It's actually not a joke. That's true information. The manager reached out to us and he told us that he only wanted the 15, but then he made a mistake and we corrected ourselves. He only likes the 13.
Do you not think in any way that you might be romanticizing the song by covering it, especially when allegedly the lyrics were written about a child who was groomed and murdered by the artist?
I do think that it brings more ears to the song.
Some might say that your coverage is insensitive.
We're just here to give our followers facts, not feelings.
You said that like this David one by far brought the most traffic to your pages. Can you describe like the difference that it was before and after?
It got me 140,000 new eyes on my content.
I have never seen anything of mine do so well numbers wise.
I had a ton of hate comments, but it's engagement on the video.
Did you consider how this could possibly make the victim's family feel if they were to see it?
I'm gonna be honest here. I did not think about that.
Ant, you got this one?
Nah, I think Luca, you got this one.
Nah, Ant, I think you got this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, I think Hunter got this one.
Do you regret making it?
I'd be lying if I said I did.
No. I wouldn't say that I regret making the song.
I think the biggest takeaway is to be conscious of what you post on the internet. I feel like a lot of the time we can get caught up in what's trending and how to get views to the point where we lose touch of reality. And that's something that even I struggle with. Is me posting this video now an attempt to bring compassion to a fragile issue? Or is it just me also reaping the rewards of a tragedy? The very thing I'm criticizing these creators for. And in all honesty, I don't know, which is a large reason I've taken a different direction for this video. When I was first planning on making a video about the David situation, I contacted one of his main music video directors, who I happen to know actually. I've been a mutual with him for like 5 years. And originally I was gonna ask him about what went into the videos he made with David and how David influenced the creative choices, since a lot of them depicted violence towards women. And ultimately I decided against doing it. It felt like I was just feeding into the internet hysteria over the situation and being almost parasocial in an effort to be the first to something. And that's not what I want to do with this video. If you can take away anything from watching this, all I ask is to think. Think about what your intentions are while posting about sensitive topics on the internet, and think about the effect they'll have once they're posted. Celeste didn't deserve what happened to her, but she also didn't deserve the entire internet exploiting her death for money. Thank you.